Hebrews 12 and 29. For our God is a consuming fire. How are you doing today? Well, today I'm coming to you and I am coming to talk about the importance of family. Sometimes we go through things with family and sometimes it's difficult to explain. But this is just the ongoing lesson that I'm going to be teaching, and this is just the first lesson right here. I'm going to be taking this lesson from the story of Joseph. And the first lesson starts off on Genesis 37 and 3. The definition of family is a group of persons united by the ties of marriage, blood, or adoption, enabling interaction between members of the household in their respective social roles. God has ordained the family as the foundational institution of human society. Fact: the sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. It says now Israel loved Joseph more because he was the son of his old age. Also, he made him a tunic of many colors. This right here first started the hatred. Sometimes in us we have siblings or rivalry and things like that. Sometimes because you might feel like, your parents shows somebody more favoritism, or your brother, your older sister, they're the oldest, so they have more responsibilities, so they get more allowance and things like that. This is the type of thing that breaks up a lot of relationships between brothers and sisters, even mothers and fathers. I mean, you can put this in any kind of situation and see how people end up just hating one another because you get showed favor, or a mother or your father treats someone special, you know what I'm saying? And it's not just because they treat them special because they don't love you. Sometimes they do this just because, they love you all. But, sometimes some people need special love, and that's the situation that Joseph went through in his story. It says, but when his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all his brothers, they hated him and could not speak peaceably of him. Genesis 37 and 4. And it's hard, coming from a family where, even your brothers, I'm pretty sure Joseph loved his brothers. That's all, he had around him. They lived on this land, and they had to tend to this land, and it was him and his mother and father and his brothers. So it was kind of hard for him not to understand why his brothers didn't love him like his father did and his mother. It says, facts. Joseph had a dream, and when he told his brothers, they hated him even more. Genesis 37 and 5. And it says, but he insisted that they hear the details of his dream, and he told them. Genesis 37 and 6. See, sometimes a lot of people don't understand. See, God came to Joseph with this revelation, this thing that was so awesome, and he just was like so excited. He's like, I'm going to tell my brothers, I'm going to share this blessing with them. God has told me these great things, but they hated him even more just because God has spoke to him. They was like, God is speaking to him these great things. What about us? God is showing him favor and giving him vision. They were like, what about us? And they hated him for it. Which, you know what I'm saying? That's just Satan, And it says, this is the dream that he had. There we were, binding sheaves in the field. Then behold, my sheaf arose and also stood upright. And indeed, our sheaves stood all around and bowed down to my sheaf. And he said, and indeed, your sheaves stood all around and bowed down to my sheaf. Genesis 37 and 7. And then it said, his brother said to him, shall you indeed reign over us? So they hated him even more for his dreams and for his words. Genesis 37 and 8. He thought he'd tell his brothers this revelation, and they'll be excited, like, wow, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be this great Pharaoh. Sometimes you go to your brothers and sisters with things like, oh, I'm going to get this raise, or somebody came to me with this wonderful idea, and they thought I was the perfect person for this, and you think, oh, wow, this is my family, these are my brothers and sisters. They will be excited, you know what I'm saying? But unexpectedly, they are upset and they hate you and they don't like you, and you don't understand. You're like, this is my mother. She's supposed to be excited that, you know what I'm saying, I've overcome these trials and tribulations, and I'm not on drugs anymore, or I'm not sick anymore. And they're like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people say they like me better when I was messed up and ugly, you know what I'm saying, than when I was doing better. And it says, then Then he dreamed still another dream, and told it to his brothers and said, "Look, I have dreamed another dream, and this time the sun, the moon, and the 11 stars bowed to me." Genesis 37:9. So he told it to his father and his brothers. And his father rebuked him and said to him, "What is this dream that you have dreamed? Shall your mother and I and your brothers indeed come to bow down to the earth before you?" Genesis 37:10. And his brothers envied him, but his father kept the matter in mind. Genesis 37:11. And he was so excited. He was like, okay, my brothers hate me for it. What about if I told my father? His father rebuked him. His father was like, "I rebuke this. Shall me, your mother, and your brothers bow down to you? What kind of dream is this?" But it said his brothers envied him, but his father kept the matter in mind. His father was like, "Well, let me pray about this. Let me try to figure this thing out, what he's trying to tell me." But this is just God giving him. You know, when God comes to you and he speaks into a revelation and he sends somebody to confirm it, sometimes you don't understand what God is trying to tell you. See, the dream was just a beginning of a journey that Joseph is going to experience, and that is some more things that I'm going to teach in the ongoing lessons. I'm just teaching a little bit at a time, so I won't bore people or lose their interest. I'm trying not to. So I'm just teaching a little bit at a time. So this was the first lesson. It's called The Importance of Family. If you would like to learn more, please follow this lesson, and I will keep going on into great details more and more. So the beginning of this lesson was from Genesis 37:3 to 37:11. If you would like to read more on this, please, start from there, and you can take notes or whatever. Until then, thank you for joining me in Fire Breed Ministries. Hebrews 12:29. For our God is a consuming fire. And please have a blessed day and just enjoy your life. God bless you, and much love from Fire Breed Ministries.